All due respect, and like I said, I don't have anything personal against this court. I'm not a corporation, right? I'm a natural person. Where is the body of the crime, Judge? You went to law school, you're a practitioner.
I don't know because I haven't heard testimony.
All due respect, and like I said, I don't have anything personal against the supremacy clause of the U.S. Constitution, and hold that these state statutes in which they have me charged with are constitutional.
Welcome back, guys. So today's courtroom disaster features a sovereign citizen who walks in acting like he just discovered laws are optional if you say them loud enough. He's in court for driving without a license, but instead of taking the L and moving on, he starts arguing that he's a private traveler and not subject to traffic laws. Like, bro, this isn't Pirates of the Caribbean. He just cuts the judge off every 5 seconds, refuses to answer basic questions, and basically treats the whole hearing like it's a bad improv routine. What really caught me off guard though was how the judge handled it. She stayed calm, hit him with straight legal facts, and slowly dismantled every ridiculous thing he said. Honestly, if stubbornness were a sport, this guy would have a gold medal and a permanent seat in contempt of court. Let me know in the comments, at what point do you think this guy realized he was losing the case? Let's dive in.
Based on the U.S. Supreme Court. And what is the case? The Cheney versus Winnebago Department of Social Services. There was a young child whom the mother relays that the father was beating the child, and the child died. The mother sued all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. And the U.S. Supreme Court held that no matter how bad or gruesome that this case was, when it concerned the case, that the states have no duty to protect citizens from other citizens. Anything that compels performance, there has to be a contract. And again, I reserve my rights under UCC 1-308 and the common law UCC 1-103.6. And it's clear, Your Honor. And I ask that this court, do their sworn fulfill their sworn oath under the Michigan rules, the Michigan Judicial Code of Conduct. The court is not to be swayed by public opinion or what the people may think or whatever it may be. Like the great honorable Judge Dalton A. Robes. So every government is entitled to a Republican form of government, not a corporate. I'm not a corporation, right? I'm a natural person. The case law clearly breaks everything down, which everyone is in default. I just ask that this court dismiss this case at this juncture. If the court does not, I demand under the supremacy clause, the subpoena power of this court, to have Kim Worthy brought in so we can have an evidentiary hearing. Because how can a criminal prosecute or allege that I'm a criminal when they're committing all the crimes, Judge? Since I've been home, I've been making reports of police and other things, violations of law against me at the precinct. And no one listens to me. They just ignore me. But when people call and say, well, hey, Mr. McCreary did this, Mr. McCreary did that, they come, then it's found out nothing happened.
Under our state constitution, this court has jurisdiction. Furthermore, as far as discovery goes, I personally sent Mr. McCreary twice, and I have the emails, copies of the emails to show that that's necessary. Dates are not on here. May 24th, which was last week, and May 5th.
I don't know. I'll give you. It's gonna take a couple seconds. One of those emails, he is missing in there.
That's not my fault. They violate your order. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
This dude is really shaking his head like the laws of the land are just a bad rumor he heard once and decided to ignore forever. He got that look like he's solving quantum physics when really he's just trying to dodge a basic traffic charge with made-up rules. What kills me is how confident he is. Like he's the only one in the room who truly understands freedom, even though he's 2 sentences away from a contempt charge. Let me know if you think he actually believes this stuff or if he's just committed to the worst performance art piece ever witnessed in court.
So he should have received one of them.
Nothing.
Right, and neither one of them came back as bad email.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. McCreary, I don't know why you're not receiving discovery. You did not receive it.
He didn't send. Can we subpoena Google and
No,
litigate this and
is
show that he
not-
hasn't
This
seen
is not a
anything?
trial, this is not an evidentiary hearing.
Well, can I say one more thing?
After we get done today, confirm your email address, you can send a test email to make sure that he received it.
Well, he did. It showed me that he got my paperwork. He admitted in the last receipt that he received my
Okay,
paperwork.
and
So why would he send it? Well, not, why wouldn't I get it back? My email is legit. It's my phone right here.
okay,
Also a jurisdictional challenge,
let's,
right?
before we get to that, Adrian or Cecily, you want to respond before we forget?
Yes, Your Honor, I do want to make a record. You know, this defendant has already availed himself to the jurisdiction of the courts of the state by admitting to having a driver's license. And also further add that the 10th Amendment has allotted and given complete powers to the states, which then allows the state to create criminal laws under which this defendant must avail himself to. I further add that, again, as the court has acknowledged, that this defendant has at least once received the discovery to his emails, to his correct email. So any more allegations of not receiving discovery would be improper, given that we have it at least proven that he has it at least once. And there have been no additions or corrections since the discovery was done the first time.
Okay,
May I
let's
respond?
I'm gonna wrap this up, you can respond and.
Yeah, just briefly if I may.
Sure.
Well, this young lady here to basically
Mr. Sessions,
respond, Mr. Sessions, to respond to her statements in Michigan. They're locking people up for not having a driver's license. I was compelled.
there are people.
But I
getting locked up
reserve my
for
rights. This was the
murdering
law.
people As well,
Pardon?
people getting locked up for murder as well.
Well, I understand that, but what I'm saying is the corpus delicti, they're going off written statements. You know the corpus delicti rule under the Michigan Supreme Court case, as well as the federal court case. Where's the body of a crime? They're saying ammunition, all this, that. Where's the guns at? Where's the victim at? Strangulation, where's all this? Where's the medical?
I wouldn't
reports?
know because we haven't
And
had
then,
an exam.
okay, but no, jurisdiction, once it's challenged, it must be proven by the people. This is state and federal law, from the Michigan court. So I'm demanding that I mean, they're already in default, but still again, I'm demanding jurisdiction be challenged, personal subject matter and territorial jurisdiction. Even when I was in prison, I had interactions with Kim Worthy, chief prosecuting officer for the state, and I reserved my rights then in prior proceedings, as well as.
I don't know what's going on in this guy's head, but he's either completely lost it or he thinks he's the main character in a courtroom movie no one asked for. He's throwing out random legal terms like he found a cheat sheet in a Reddit thread and decided to wing it. Most sovereign citizens come in hot with nonsense and zero logic, but this guy's got enough fake confidence to keep the judge on edge and me second guessing my own IQ. And when he dropped that no victim, no crime line like it was a mic drop moment, yeah, that's when I knew we were fully off the rails.
I was compelled to obtain a driver's license and I reserved my rights. That's all the law mandates, that I reserve my rights, which I have done. And right now, this lady, Mrs. Prosecutor, I can't remember her name, and Mrs. Sisson, Esquire Sisson, and this gentleman here, they're in conspiracy and violating federal and state law. They're committing crimes, and I demand that their oath of office, their law, their license to practice law, amongst other things, be given to me, as well as their bond, as well as you, Judge, Your Honor. Also, like I say, jurisdiction has been challenged, and they have to prove it first based on the case law, which I have noted in this paperwork. They can't get around that. We can say, well, yeah, they're talking about reserving rights and all that. Okay, but still the law from the state Supreme Court, Court of Appeals, and federal jurisdictions clearly mandates that once jurisdiction is challenged, the person asserting jurisdiction has to prove it. And all they have is statements. Under the corpus delicti rule, out of court statements is not evidence, so these charges should be dismissed. Where is the body of the crime, Judge? You went to law school, you're a practitioner.
I don't know because I haven't heard testimony to know.
Well, that's not how it works with jurisdictional
That's
challenges.
how, you know, that way. So, do you have any last?
Well, I would like.
Statements, because I'm ready.
Okay, I would like to challenge jurisdiction again, which I have done from the onset of this case, personal, subject matter and territorial jurisdiction. State and federal case law is clear, in which this court being inferior to the higher courts must adhere to their oath of office, their bond, and so on and so forth, their license to practice law and the Michigan rules of code of judicial conduct, and must compel the people to prove jurisdiction. which they're asserting where's the proof. You have to show this court. That's at any stage of the proceeding, the law allows that.
Okay. So on discovery, I saw paperwork confirming the email address that you provided to the court is now the record, that discovery was sent. I'm not sure if it was an email, please don't interrupt. If there's another email you would like to be sent to, I will ask the prosecutor to do so. 2, for requesting license numbers from everyone. My name is right here in front of you. You go right on State
I
Bar.
ain't saying nothing.
RP numbers are available for you to look up as they are for any general public, okay? And you mentioned this, you don't know whether I was appointed or elected, I was both.
Man, it blows my mind how these sovereign citizens somehow make a bad situation 10 times worse just by opening their mouths. Court is already stressful for everyone involved. Judges, lawyers, even people sitting in the back waiting for their turn. But then this dude rolls in trying to rewrite centuries of law with zero legal training and a whole lot of confidence. It's like watching someone show up to a basketball game, toss the ball out of bounds, and claim they won because points aren't real. The rules are right there, written in black and white, but somehow these folks think yelling about their rights is going to erase the charges. But spoiler alert, it does not. What gets me every time is the way they double down, even when it's obvious they're losing. Like they'll have a judge telling them they're wrong and a prosecutor giving them the exact law and still be like, actually, under the Constitution of me, I'm innocent. And it's not just that they're wrong, it's that they act like they've uncovered a legal conspiracy that every law school in the country missed. They're in court talking like they're the smartest person in the room, and yet they're the only one in handcuffs. It's honestly kind of impressive in a totally unhinged way. If they spent half that energy just owning up and moving on, they'd be out the door in 5 minutes instead of racking up charges. Anyways, I'm curious what you guys think. Are these people really brainwashed by internet nonsense, or do you think they're just trolling the court to buy time? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to see where you stand, and if this kind of chaos is your thing, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe because I've got new videos dropping every single day. I appreciate you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.